34 mappers each built one section of this map, and it's an absolute nightmare. Let's play the world record. I'm actually watching it along with you so I can commentate on the map as it goes. So section 1 is by Rexosaurus. He was nominated for Mapper of the Year. Unfortunately didn't win, but he has one of the smoothest sections of the map. We're already on to section 2, which is wafers, so we'll keep going through it. So essentially this map is called Keck-El Hall of Fame, and each of the mappers was given 20 minutes to complete their section of the map. So Keck-El refers to the event that goes on weekly in the USA Trackmania Discord, where anyone can join. Everybody gets 15 minutes to build their map and then 5 minutes to validate their map. And then we play rounds on all of the maps. So those maps, like, you don't have a lot of time to test the map if you build it in 15 minutes. So the mappers who built this were all experienced Keck-El mappers, where they had all built at least 10 Keck-El maps. So they showed up to the event at least 10 times and built the map. So they're very experienced at quickly building maps, but that doesn't mean it's going to turn out great. So you can see we have lots of different surfaces here. Parts of this map are just an absolute disaster, and it's so interesting to see. But we have some nice sections, and we'll just see like every single surface. So yeah, let's see. We're on a dirt to grass transition here. Some free blocking going on. Reactor into a reset, which is nice. A little bump there. Let's see. Okay, we're on to Squeaky section. I know he has a track of the day, which is pretty good. Some red boosters. Okay, we got a full speed section and then into a wall ride. And this wall ride, the transition here is so tight. Like, this map is 15 minutes long for the world record run. So discovery takes maybe about 30 minutes because you're running into sections like that with just something with no warning. Here you have to figure out that you actually need to respawn or just start going backwards for the next section of the map. And there's actually a turnaround coming up here as well. So yeah, right here, there's that sign. It says 180. So when I drove my first discovery run, I didn't turn around there and just kept going backwards because I didn't see the sign. So yeah, there's a lot of those things where it just makes it such a nightmare to discover. Okay, on to Rabbi section. Also a track of the day mapper. Or Robbie's. I mispronounced his name, but I'm doing this in one take, so we're going with it. We got Robbie's section right there. This is a pretty good transition for and actually the impressive thing is we're like, I don't know, we're 2 minutes into the run. These cars are still neck and neck, which is actually, so we're spectating the world record, and then we have the second place ghost happening too. So he actually has an engine off right here. So you have to get a drift and hit this booster. And then once you hit the checkpoint, the engine turns back on. So that's actually really difficult to do. And then we have this completely blind half pipe jump that you just go super high. I think some people call those like Nadeo jumps, those kind of like quarter pipes. All right, we have an ice section. Just like, okay. Not flowy at all. I don't think Flink would like this if he saw it because it doesn't have the flow that he always likes to see. And then you can see here we have these warning signs to say they're actually unlinked checkpoints. So you have to go through all 4 of these checkpoints. It is possible to miss them. And that has happened to players where they actually drove and discovered the 30 minutes of the track and realized at the end of the map that they were missing 4 checkpoints. Because those unlinked checkpoint signs didn't load for them. So definitely something to be careful of. Okay, now we're on to the best section of the map, Buckley Pants. He has the absolute best section right here. So you can see his face on the left there. Okay, the cam, I just did it, the render in cam 1. But so it wasn't great there, but yeah, huge flip. Landing in the water. So if your car lands in the water, it'll automatically flip over. And now you have 3 holes here. So you get to pick which hole you go through. It's an engine off and a no steer and something else. And then this is my section of the map. So it's mini RPG into just this massive zoop where you go flying down the track into a tunnel, clipping through a block and then landing in water. So it'll flip your car over. So yeah, I don't know. This is just such a sweet map. And when we were on Discord, I know someone was like, hey, Buckley, like so Buckley, one of the players who made part of the map is Virtual's editor. It's like, hey, Buckley, you should get Virtual to play this map on stream. And he's like, no, I don't think anyone wants to watch a 15-minute author time or with a 15-minute ghost replay or whatever he said. But I think this map is absolutely wild. And plus, we really need to have a video about the Kekel Hall of Fame, because when 34 mappers come together to build something absolutely insane, this took hours of work to organize. So the player Rock Skater actually got on Discord individually with each of the mappers and just spent hours like tracking people down and saying, okay, here's your 20 minutes. I'll watch you as you build it. And players knew this was going to be kind of like an endurance type map. Also, you can turtle on this landing. You can fall down there and turtle or just miss the finish. But here's another section with unlinked checkpoints. So yeah, Rock Skater just spent hours tracking everybody down, getting them to build their section of the map. So I really felt we needed to commemorate it in a video, and here we are. So let's see what this world record is going to end up. We have a little of that kind of like jet ski, like using the reactor up on water, so you actually float on the water. And if you get too much speed here, you're actually just going to fall off. So you do have to slow down and try and avoid these trees. So there's definitely plenty of time saves. If someone's watching this and they're like, hey, I'm going to go get the world record, there is plenty of room to save time, but you do need to be a very skilled player to drive it as well as North did here. So yeah, North often changes his name. He might be known as Cheese Lover. I know he has swapped names with Hydro, but he has the current world record on this map. And if you spin around here, get reactor up, you can actually skip the slow-mos. So that was a neat trick. Okay, a little backflip and then landing on the water here. So you don't have to do a backflip. You can just slow down. Looks like Rock Skater took that strategy and actually saved a bit of time, which is cool. And now we have another warning sign about the unlinked checkpoint. So it's definitely scary hunting this map for the first time, worrying about what checkpoints you might miss. So definitely keep an eye out for those unlinked checkpoint signs if you decide to play this map. And then I fell off here so many times when I was doing my discovery run. I'm not an ice player. I like watching good ice players play ice, but I'm not an ice player myself. And yeah, so now we have a little sausage transition, a little sausage tech. Probably one of the more normal sections of the map. And yeah, it's sweet. It's a fun community. I know the Kekel maps are end up in a lot of random map challenges because there's actually around 1,700 Kekel maps created over the last year or two, and it's pretty wild. No one has found a reroute on this map. So with all the checkpoints, all like the crazy routes, get a bunch of speed, jump up to this platform. You have to know where to aim for, and hopefully you don't turtle on the landing. So that was nice and smooth. And then this is scary on your discovery run because you're just jumping into a black box and you have no idea where you pop out. But yeah, avoid the trees, and then let's see what happens next. So get a bunch of speed. That's nice. And then we have some more tech, nicely decorated. So some of the scenery was added later on the track. A sausage jump into a triangle checkpoint, into a drift here. So some mappers, especially myself, we like to build like a little more normal maps. But so the worst section of the map, in my opinion, the absolute nightmare is coming up. Yeah, it's definitely stay tuned for that. And also the ending of this map is absolutely wild. So let's see. This part, if you have the reactor up, you don't actually take the penalty sand. So you'll be able to go pretty fast through here. And then we have YCAS's section. So some plastic, some nice scenery, just like kind of enjoying the run. It's actually insane, like this 15-minute run, because this would definitely take me at least 20 minutes to do with a few respawns. So pretty cool, the skill that North is showing off on the map. And then we got Pugzerg. So there's a sign, and I actually probably noticed by now, but there's a sign announcing every player's section. A little mistake there, but not too much time lost. So yeah, I don't know what else to say except this map is absolutely insane. All right, we got a grass jump into a magnet. Transition to some more grass. Auto slide, auto drift into a ice platform. Definitely a part that gave me some trouble. And then this part is kind of crazy. So there's no good way to take this. You bounce off the water, have the most awkward landing onto this booster, do a loop, and then bounce up here to the checkpoint. And we'll see if North does this. He might, I think, yeah. So here we go. So you like slam into this wall. And there's actually some really smooth ways to turn around here, where you slam into the wall and then just kind of like flip the car around somehow. But yeah, North took that nice and easy. He made that look easy. That section is pretty tricky too. Do not miss these checkpoints. Bounce off the ceiling twice into a loop. And then just the weirdest transition onto the sausage there, or the also known as bump road. Yeah, that's pretty great. And then another tech turn. I like keep thinking this is ice because of the shadows, but thankfully it's not. Prince 10B's section. So this is back near the beginning. So we have a wall right here. And this is definitely something that people kind of looked at. We're like, hey, maybe there's another route. And if someone could find one, that would be awesome. But I don't think any alternate routes have been found here. Bouncing onto the platforms. Oh, do we have a turtle? Oh, almost turtled there. There's so many places you can turtle on this map. Yeah. Okay. Driving. So yeah, every surface, including the Deco Hills, I think is what they're called. That's pretty great. So just every surface you can drive on here. And let's see. So there's basically you can like jump up. So there's a red booster here. You can jump up to the next checkpoint. Okay, that was pretty smooth. That can give people trouble. Bounce down through the plastic, and then we have these rollers. And this section's pretty rough if you're not, especially if you're not a Royal player, to go through all of those spinning pipes. That's pretty rough. And this is Chloe's section. Oh my god, this section is brutal. So you have wet wheels. So this is wet plastic. So these are really skinny, kind of blind sections to turn up. And actually, if you hold brake here the whole time, you can kind of like bug slide your way up, keeping your car sideways. But this is absolutely brutal. It takes so long to go up this like yellow staircase. And I'm sorry, like Chloe is known for building these types of maps where they're just so painful to drive, but they always have so much creativity. So yeah, it's brutal. I hate this section of the map, but you have to admire Chloe's creativity here. So it's absolutely brutal. And like up here, if you slide off before the checkpoint, like you're back to the bottom of that staircase. So getting it on the first shot, I mean, that's what you expect from a world record run, but that's probably not going to happen on your discovery run. And you still have the wet wheels right here. So it's still hard. And then Chloe's section is not done. Chloe also built this snow steer, and it looks so smooth the way North drives through it and gets the reset. But you have to like get lucky there. You have to line up and get through those spinning objects. So let's see. And then yeah, messing up the drift. Probably should have been a Neo slide, but all good. And now we got Showgirls' section. This is totally blind on your discovery run as well. There's just so many sections that are like, what do I do? And that's why your discovery is going to take a little longer. So I would say maybe like 35 minutes, 30 to depending on your skill level, like 25 to 35 minutes for a discovery run. And then once you get like to know the map, depending on your skill level, like you'll definitely get under 20 minutes. So a nice little loop right there. And then we're nearing up to the finish, to Rock Skater's section. So he organized the event. He built the last section of the map, and he has this absolutely wild tunnel that you have to get the. Okay, we got a respawn here. So you have to get. Okay, this camera angle is absolutely horrible, but you have to get these boosters, like the reactor down, or you're just gonna fall back down to the bottom of this tunnel.